The average American's household contains more televisions than people, and because of this, the time spent watching television is an all-time high. As you see, average American watches about 28 hours of TV per week, and the obesity rate is at an all-time high at about 39%. This leads more time to watching commercials. Media manipulates the consumer in many ways using infomercials, ads, movies, and more. What is media, you ask? Media is everywhere, on the radio, television, and in all kinds of papers. There are a few different types of ways media manipulates the consumer. One is propaganda. Propaganda is how people feel through information, rumors, or ideas. It doesn't always tell the truth. Another would be a spoof, which is a mock imitation of something or someone. Some good examples would be Saturday Night Live and Scary Movie and its sequels. Satire is another type. It uses irony instead of sarcasm. One more that falls into the same boat as satire and spoof would be lampoon, because they are always making fun of something in some way. Lampoon makes fun of institutions, and they are both very good examples. That's not on there though, right? There are 10 types of propaganda the media uses to influence consumers. The first type is bandwagon, as you see right there. In this, the media wants the consumer to believe if others are doing it, they too should do so. An example of this is Got Milk ads or Verizon cell phone commercials. The second type of propaganda, the use of euphemisms, would be the second one right there. Media uses misleading and indirect objects or ideas to make a product look better to the consumer. The third type would be fear. Media uses this by scaring the consumer into buying a product. If you don't have this, something bad will happen, would be an example. Glittering generalities is the fourth type, which uses attractive but vague words and pictures. Food ads use this very well. The fifth type of propaganda uses logical fallacies. Media uses percents and claims on their ads, but have no proof to back it up. Name calling is the sixth. Media uses name calling when insult words are used or comparing products. An example would be Alltel commercials when they compare their plan to other phone companies. Another would be Geico versus Allstate insurance. Allstate says switching to Geico saves one of the consumers money. Number 7 is plain folk. This one is pointed towards ordinary people by using value. Car insurance companies that say they will save the consumer money are great examples. The 8th is rewards. Rewards use coupons and deals like buy one get one free. Pop companies have deals about getting free pop. In the 9th type, media uses testimonial. They use testimonial by having someone famous promote their product. Just like Burger King has Tony Stewart eat their burgers. By doing this, media tries to put, if Tony eats the Whopper, I should too. In the consumer's mind, the last and final type is transfer. This type links items to something more pleasant, like a diaper in commercials. They use water instead of actual waste that comes out of humans' body. Hollywood has been taken over by advertisements. In the video, Hollywood Goes hyper-commercial. It elaborates the way propaganda is used. Mark Crispin Miller, a professor from NYU, had to say, propaganda makes one point repeatedly. In 1971, the first deluxe plugin was used. When an actor in this movie uses a company's product. The first time was in Dirty Harry. Harry used 44 Magnum, and after that, a huge increase in sales has shown. You see right there, he's showing the gun. Some more examples are E.T. E.T. ate Reese's Pieces in a movie, and Forrest Gump with Dr. Pepper. Right there. Another way of an actor using a product is toothless satire. An example would be the movie Wayne's World. They make fun of products, but without being mean or harmless. It is actually free advertising for the company whose product is being used. Movies are all about the advertisement. There are 3 different ways: cross-promotion, merchandising, and tie-ins. Cross-promotions make deals in which a product is placed in a movie and the movie is in the ad for the product. In Tomorrow Never Dies, the star character wears a watch, and in Star Wars, KFC and Taco Bell are used. Tommy Hilfiger also designs clothes in many movies. Next is merchandising. Hollywood is focusing more on how much money the merchandise can bring rather than the movie or television show itself, because of the fact companies make more money off of merchandising. Disney shows like Batman and SpongeBob are really good examples. The last way is using tie-ins. In this, arrangements are made with business and brands already existing to tie into a movie some way. Some movies can make up to $3.5 billion from just the merchandising, and it only costs them around $115 million to make the merchandise. Space Jam is a perfect example because Michael Jordan, Bugs Bunny, and Daffy Duck were in it to make merchandise, even if the movie wasn't a big hit. George Lucas had this quote from one of his friends: "Not interested in making the best movies, they're interested in making the best deals." George also agrees with this statement. Truth behind movie making in the Hollywood comes out. This country is full of talented people, but the system doesn't allow talented people to succeed, said Robert W. McChesney, University of Illinois. If the system doesn't think the merchandise will make money, it won't happen. Tom Craig said, "We don't want to buy things that have to be made well in order for success. That is why talented people aren't allowed to publish their movies." McChesney also used the term hyper commercials. The whole process of selling and promoting and commercializing has permeated every nanosecond and every pore of our culture. In the 1970s are considered the golden age of Hollywood because movies, ads haven't infiltrated them yet. Ever since commercialism started, it has been distorting the movie making process. Media owners control many outlets: movie studios, TV networks, music companies, newspapers, theme parks, cable TV, and radio stations to advertise their products. Infomercials began in the 1980s. Information and commercial in one idea. The man who helped begin this is Ronald Reagan. His idea was anyone who could be on cable television but for a price, and commercials didn't have to take up an X amount of time. The first infomercials were religious and used for fundraising. They were usually aired during the late night when the elderly were asleep, so this idea wasn't too big of a moneymaker. Also, enterprising businessmen aired at night selling cheap products. Some resembled a talk show. These infomercials created catchphrases like, "I've fallen and I can't get up," "clap on, clap off," or "it slices, it dices." Some of these businessmen's product became hits. In 1981, one of the most successful products was the Ginsu knife. Some other superstars of the infomercial businesses were Jane Fonda and her exercise tapes, Ron Popeil and Billy Mays. With all their invitations... 9 minutes? Are you joking? Alright, stop.